Good evening, this is Donna with Sparrow Studios. Trying this again. This is going to be chapter 2 of White and Gold, Spicy Take Sunday book edition. White and Gold is available on Amazon. My name is Donna Lewis. Along with my two other books, The Princess's Revenge and my poetry collection, Reverie. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. The Girl of Gold. The girl of gold sat primly on the ridge and looked at the girl of white with pity in her eyes. Friendship between the classes was forbidden, but paltry laws and social graces meant nothing to the princess. Rika wanted change. Her sunburst crown mimicked her defiance today, as though it usually sat perfectly on her shaved head and was sitting askew at a jaunty angle with which she watched the girl. Head held high, she tapped out her frustrations in the sand beside her, absently making and unmaking mountains with her soft fingertips. The lined collared dress of gold she wore billowed in the soft breezes, battering her ankles as they blissfully cooled her skin that summer day. Her entourage waited nearby, as she was not ready to leave. Her parents' absence from the palace made its halls large, empty, and daunting. Despite the help of her steward, she was not ready to rule. As her mother reminded her frequently, Rika still had much to learn, as if she had anything of importance to say any more. A frown twitched at her lips as she thought about how powerless she really was. The king and queen would not return for another 2 months, Rika thought angrily. Another 2 months that I am stuck in the palace with Babbo pulling my strings. Our nation is proud and small, so they would not send anyone else to go make peace with the Agorians. I asked to go, but they would not let me, despite how much Mother raves about my people's skills in diplomacy. I am not ready. So they stuck me with Steward Babbo to serve as my adviser. A kind but conservative old man with a hatred for the people of the white that goes back to when my great-grandmother was still in power. My gosh, why has he not died yet? She sighed and said with a slight smile. Even from another nation, my mother still controls me. Rika slipped down the bank silently, her dress flowing majestically in the wind as she moved closer to the girl, who could not be that much younger than her. The ferocity with which she wrote spoke of a high intellect. Could I know this girl? How can she know how to write so well if she is in white? Perhaps I could help her. She thought, the frown muddying her lips melted away, the anger into a kind smile. Perhaps I can make a difference. Babbo will not miss me for a week. Tilting her head to the side, she tried to make out what the girl was writing in the sand. The girl froze for a moment. Instinctively, Rika copied her, unaware of the fear welling up within the stranger. The girl almost collapsed on her staff in relief, breathing hard, as Rika took a steadying breath of her own. Turning back, she could no longer see her nurses from beyond the ridge. They probably think that I will be headed back to the palace since Babbo is expecting me. I could turn back before this girl notices me? No, I will never forgive myself if I do not try. Rika noticed the girl staring at her now, and gasped at the word clearly written in the sand. Escape. The girl of white fell to her knees, expecting the knife kept at Rika's side to strike her at any moment. Her staff laying useless in the sand, tradition, even now, prevented her from fighting back. Shallow breasts failed to steady her as brown eyes focused on the rivulets of sand before her. Closing them against her fate, she wanted to laugh at her own stupidity. How can I be this naive? Escape? Escape? If she could laugh, she would have. Escape? No. I am going to die. Recognition dawned on Rika as the girl knelt before her. She thinks I am here to kill her. Rika could not help but look at the sky, almost laughing with glee. The girl barely trembled, but closed her eyes in acceptance, resting still against the scorching sand. This girl could be it. Baba will be buried in national affairs all week, so this is my chance. She wants to escape. The Angkor Mall Temple is her ticket out. I could help her. I will help her. But will they help me? She shook her head excitedly as the girl knelt before her, her eyes creaking open in wonder. Why am I not dead yet? Groaning at the glee on Rika's face, the girl thought to herself, Great! I get to die at the hands of someone who enjoys it. Stand up. Huh? Her head jerked up, surprised at the command. Rika motioned for her to rise. The girl obeyed, shivering slightly as she slung her staff onto her back easily. Her gaze never left her sandaled feet as she struggled to keep the surprise from her sun-scorched face. I should be dead. Why am I not dead? My name is Rika, Princess of the Gold. You are of the White, but one is who is from an honored household, yes? You must be, or you could not write so well. The princess. And she knows who I am? Eyes rounding a bit in wonder, she nodded, wondering how the princess knew her. What is her game here? My father destroyed her family. Why am I not dead? Would you like to be restored? Rika asked and waited for the shock of the question to wear off as she watched the girl's reaction. The girl's face was blank, her eyes still on the sand, but her hands twitched anxiously at her sides. Well, she did not run. That is a good sign. Restoration? What does she mean? Girl, only a drink from the golden fountain in the Mall Temple could restore you to speech. Have you heard of it? She nodded yes slowly. Only in legend. It is in Angolia, I think. The only fountain I know takes it away. I'm only going to ask you one more time then. Her eyes turned soft as she lifted the girl's eyes to hers, with a kindness that Rika could see scared her. She trembled at the gentle touch of her hand, at the impossibility of her kindness. Would you like to be restored? Motioning to her back, Rika said, You may answer with your staff. The girl paused before taking her staff off of her back. Her muscles relaxed in the release of the familiar weight. Exhaling a gust of breath, she carved out in the sand before her princess's eyes an answer that shocked her. Yes. Trembling still, she thought, Why do I trust her? A member of the Gold who should hate her more than anyone because of her father. And yet, I wrote yes. Rika relaxed at the girl's answer. She had been afraid of the consequences if she had rejected her offer and reported her to the royal guard. Perhaps her compassion will work in her favor this time. The girl looked concerned and confused. I wonder who she is, and why she is so scared of me. I wonder who her parents are. But her eyes, she seems familiar. I know she at least has been to school. I think... Rika thought hard, trying to remember before giving up, frustrated with herself. It does not matter. We need to go. Good. Come with me, child. Rika turned away from the bewildered girl and climbed the embankment without waiting to see whether she was coming. The girl followed, forcing each foot forward, leaving no evidence as the sand beneath them shifted, swirling with the wind. She was still convinced that this was a trap she could not escape from. Somehow, she kept pace with the princess as they neared closer to town. Trap or not, their meeting at Lake Cal was now a secret the desert there would keep. Somehow, she kept pace with the princess as they drew closer to the walls, thinking, I cannot, I will not hope. So that was chapter 2, where Rika and the girl with the white first meet. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sure it's kind of funny seeing me try to switch back between the two. But I hope you have a great night and thank you for listening. Yeah, God bless. Good night.